English. It's the one language that many strive to know and the one that I'm speaking to right now. Depending on your English proficiency, you might be able to understand me fully, partially, or barely, even if you were not raised in the United States. Why does this happen? It's because English is learned not only in the United States, but in many other countries where it is taught as a second language. And it makes sense considering that at least 88 countries in the world are teaching English as a second language. And to show you a little example, I will show you a sign here. And to many, if not all of you, see that this is the English word for tree. However, if I were to show you the second word, you might not understand its meaning, or you might associate it with another English word, but this is actually the Spanish word for tree, which is called árbol. And to maybe even less of you, if I were to show you the third word, you will see that you wouldn't really understand that because there is no Roman alphabet, but this is actually the Korean word for tree as well, which is called namu. And if you were learning Spanish or Korean, you would see that these words would be easy to recognize, much like how I'm able to, since I've been learning both languages for a couple years now. So, as a student of three languages and an aspiring linguist, I have understood that there are many reasons why you should learn a new language. My argument is that learning a second language will provide you great sources of communication and provide you stronger cognitive functions for your brain. There are many advantages to learning a second language, and I will show you some of the reasons why you should learn. First, I will explain how learning will give you stronger selective attention and visual search patterns, and how we strengthen our self-repair behavior in speech. Second, I will explain to you how a new language will provide you a wider group of people to communicate with. Now, you might be asking, what was visual search patterns and is it really important? Well, we use visual search patterns as a cognitive function in our brain that sees the patterns you make when targeting certain objects, such as when we're driving, we can identify signs and lights quickly by having those patterns. This ability can be enhanced when we learn a new language. As we can see in Canada's York University, 109 young adults were tested on their selective attention, where 53 were monolingual and 56 were bilingual. From the results, both had completed the tasks at the same success rate, but it was the bilinguals that had finished faster than the monolinguals. Another benefit is that when we learn another language, and when we apply it, we can increase our self-repairing behavior in our speech. In Sam Houston University, French language students were tested on their ability to self-repair their speech when they explained a picture story. And this makes it possible to improve our own speech in our native language in everyday life as well. So now that we know how it helps us out mentally, we can talk about how it helps us out socially. When you become fluent in a new language, enough to hold a conversation, you will begin to see that there are more resources socially, academically, and career-wise. I want to explain to you first about the decline in people learning a different language in these recent years. In Gregory Fritz's article, he explains on his recent discovery of people not learning a different language, in which he had data from the Modern Language Association in 2009. But when we found a recent report in 2016, we found out that the enrollments in languages other than English had fell 9.2% in universities and colleges. And as we lose students' motivation to learn a new language, we lose a variety of people we can socialize with and withhold more information about the world. As we go back to Fritz's article, he explains that the importance of multilingualism to maintain economic competitiveness abroad, ensure our security, and effectively deal with cultural diversity at home is growing every year. In simpler terms, learning a new language can provide us more for our work and for our goals for success. So, with these reasons in mind, we can see that learning a new language has more positives than it does negatives. As a final reminder, here are two main reasons you should learn a second language. We improve our brain's capabilities of speech and recognition. We improve our social and work life by having a wider range of people and information available. So, as we go on to our lives, trying to fulfill our dreams and look at endless possibilities we have in store, Consider learning another language to have even more possibilities available to yourself. To learn a new language is an incredible thing. My life learning three languages has had so many opportunities. Not only have I connected better with my own community, but learning a language completely different from my own culture, I was able to have friends, and I still have friends in those countries, like in Korea and in Mexico as well. And we can bond to compare our lives to learn more things. And as we learn more, we have more tolerance and more respect and just more equality.